Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yo. Welcome, everyone. Everyone who was here on Monday night. Wow, well, I guess it's probably a busy Monday night for some, but that's all right. We're here for some clobbering. Clobbering Times issue number 198, number 898 overall. So two more to go to the big 900. 100 on YouTube, but I mean, not 100, I'll say 200. That's right. 200 on YouTube, but 900 overall of a little over 12 years of doing this. My goodness. Welcome to Monday Night Mark C. Comics Talk. As Jack Kirby month continues, my friends, and thank you those who have shown up here, and I'm sure many of our other friends will be here. I hope we'll have more friends popping in later. Continuing Jack Kirby this month, Kirby month. I was trying to figure out what I should do. But first, and so I just decided. Well, I'll explain in a second. I want to say some hellos first. Larry, I see that you popped in. At 1 a.m. So I don't know if Larry's still here, but a shout out to Larry nonetheless, and I hope you are. He said Jack Kirby the King. That he is. J-Man, if you're there, bro, good to see you still, man. It's always a pleasure. Had a great time last Wednesday night hanging out with you, buddy. That was so much fun. We must do it again, sir. Must do it again. D-Bud, buddy, the Man of Iron. We must get together and talk soon, sir. Of course. This Phantom Outsider. I had to run off for a sec. It's all right, man. We'll save your spot. Don't worry about that. Just Joe, what's up, jobber, buddy? Always good to see you, my friend. Stephen Thompson, Captain James D. Skywalker, good to see you. The great Lord Thoth has popped in. What's up, buddy? Avon lives and long live of a legion. Quick couple of show notes. Wednesday night, I will be joined by the great Stone Loki, and we will review but Batman, the Long Halloween animated film, although that's inaccurately titled, not that I'll spoil or anything yet, that will be a spoiler review, of course. But Batman, Long Halloween Part 1 and Catwoman, the Long Halloween Part 2. So you'll get we will review both of those on Wednesday night. And again, Thursday, the Global Geek Gang. I guess we'll probably do the Global Geek Gang on Thursday. Again, that will be number 200, number 900 overall for Clobberin Times. And so we shall celebrate accordingly, I suppose. And of course, Saturday night, Star Trek as always. And again, thanks to everyone who hung out with us Saturday night. For Saturday Night Star Trek. It was a lot of fun. J-Man says, confession, never read the comics for Long Halloween. I have the Blu-rays, but haven't watched them yet. I read the comic way back when it came out. Whatever point that was in the, I do believe 90s. I'm not sure. I think so anyway. And liked it. I don't know. I liked that kind of odd, Tim Sale art. It's interesting. I mean, it's derivative of a few sources, it seems to me, but that's okay. At least it's not like Kelly Jones, who is an exact ripoff of Bernie Wrightson and not a good one, in my opinion. I know a lot of people like Kelly Jones. I don't know, not me, but I like Tim Sale stuff. Don't get me wrong. Jeff Loeb sometimes, but I do remember. It's been a while. Maybe if I reread it, I don't know if I'd like it, as much because it has been a long time. But I liked the Long Halloween comic. Didn't really care much for. There was a second one, Dark Victory or something like that. I think that was the name of it. Don't think I care for this. They had a sequel at some point. But I've liked some of the stuff that those two have done together. Although Jeff Loeb was largely an arse. But and without the go, we'll go into it more in more detail Wednesday night. But Other than a couple of really glaring things that I hated in part one, I really enjoyed the animation and the voice work. There's a lot to like about the first part of Batman the Long Halloween, even though there's some things that were red flags and things that some things in that really aggravated me. And but even though I heard some red flags about Catwoman the Long Halloween Part 2, which is pretty much should have been called. Spoiler alert. But yeah, Stephen Thompson, I will review Blue Beetle. That Blue Beetle cartoon was worth the price of both Blu-rays. The first Blu-ray had the DC Comics showcase short of the Losers, and it was okay. And here's the thing. They got a lot of these because over the past 6-7 years, I started really hating the DC animated films for the most part in terms of they adapting Screw 52 and messing with stories that they were adapting and stuff like that. I'd kind of tapped out of them and I hadn't watched them. A lot of these DC short showcases got by me. Cam, hello there. Good to see you. So now I find there are a bunch of them that I missed. I mean, I remember the ones that they did back when I was still regularly keeping up many years ago when they did a great one of the Spectre. They had a great a Green Arrow one. There was a cool Jonah Hex one. Catwoman one was kind of just I guess all right, but apparently they've done an Adam Strange. I haven't seen. I got to see that one. A Sergeant Rock, and it had the Creature Commandos in it. I noticed a Phantom Stranger. Got to see that one. And I think there are a few. I think they did one of Death, which if you're a Sandman fan, you might be interested in that one. I don't know. I don't know what other ones they may or may not have done, but they need to put those things out on a disc themselves, because those shorts are always better than the main feature. I'd say Zach's good to see you there, and 2 features ago, the Justice Society straight to DVD animated film they did a couple of months back, which I borrowed from a friend of mine. I won't go into it, but I like it, but I had some problems with it. But the short on there dovetails with our topic tonight, really, in a sense, because the short there is a Commandy, the Last Boy on Earth, based on Jack Kirby's classic Bronze Age comic book of the 70s, of course. And that was really good. See, Stephen, I can respect you on that one, but I can't touch the Judas Contract. It's based on Screw 52. That's a classic from the New Teen Titans of the 80s. I look at that Judas Contract thing they did, and my eyes bleed and blood gushes out of my eyeballs because I hate all of those iterations of the characters. They've taken a classic story and put it with versions that I hate. They look horrible. They're Screw 52. So I respect. Someone likes it. That's fine. I can't do it. Just me. We're all different. Just no. And there's the thing. They take some of these. They adapt some of these stories. Sometimes a classic one like that, and then they put it with a modern team rather than they don't make it look like the old Wolfman and Perez Teen Titans where that came from. It's with these Screw 52 drivel. So, yeah. So I won't be able to even sit through that. I mean, I can't even look at the box art without throwing up. So just me. Like I said, everyone's different. Everyone's all opinions are welcome here, of course. It's just I when it comes to one of the things about being a major comic book geek or a geek of any sort, whatever your geek poison happens to be, is we want what we want as geeks. We don't often get it. In fact, we often don't get it. We often don't get what we want, do we? But we still want it that way. And then when we don't get it, I'm not saying exactly. I put up with changes and stuff too sometimes, whether I like them or not sometimes. I try to adapt as well sometimes, no matter how much it hurts. But when you completely, just absolutely annihilate every single thing about that, whatever it is you're adapting that I loved, I'm just not down with the program. And like I didn't see a couple of them. I I never really cared much for the Gotham by Gaslight Elseworld story that much anyway, just to use this as an example. But people who did were really horrified by the way they changed the ending and what they did. I won't say it out loud because maybe somebody hasn't seen it yet and you want to see it. And I kind of like the old Red Sun, as strange as it sounds, the old Superman Red Sun story. The comic, even though it's by Millar, and I heard they ruined that. Haven't seen it, won't watch it. I mean, just not really interested in seeing them mess around with stuff like that. Just adapt the freaking story. Phantom Outsider, good to see you, buddy. Catman, D.D. Myers, hello there, good to see you. So, I want you to be faithful, and I mean visually faithful as well. I was one of the ones I did watch that at least looked good was the Justice League Fatal 5, for example, because I'm a Legion of Superheroes fan. Yes, it's weird that the Justice League are meeting the Fatal 5, but I was kind of disappointed in the way that turned out. It wasn't really... I was wanting it to be a nice throwback to the original Justice League cartoon, of the Justice League Unlimited cartoon, and it did look like it at least. So visually, I was pretty happy with it. Story just, I don't know, had some issues, and I can't stand what's-her-face, Jessica Cruz, just don't like her. And they made her too much of the story. Again, look, just opinions, folks. By the way, I want to send out some good vibes. I've heard that, and I know he's not here tonight, but still, some good vibes to our buddy, exactly, not enough Legion now, Phantom Outsider. Bruce Lombardo, who pops in every now and then to the show, is a good dude, huge comic book fan. I understand he is not feeling well. He's under the weather. We were told this Saturday night. And he obviously probably can't hear me right now. I don't know if any of you have any kind of contact. I don't have any kind of contact with him. When he pops in, especially to my comic shows, Bruce often says, hey, he's really trying to get me to read Simonson's Thor his Ragnarok series he's doing for IDW, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I believe him that it's good. Of course, it's Simonson, but I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. He's every time, hey, did you read that yet? Did you read? Which was funny. It's so seems like a good dude. And Bruce Lombardo out there, a big Clobberin Times vibes to you, sir. And I hope you get well soon. I hope you get well soon, Bruce. So tonight, what I thought I would do, in celebration, of course, as this is, of Jack Kirby night, Jack Kirby month, building up to his birthday on the 28th, of course. I thought I would, we've done a couple of different types of topics. Last Monday night, my good buddy, John Cimino, who was, of course, I've had a terrific time hanging out with John, talking to John. He is, of course, the agent. Oh, thanks, Stephen. Yeah, Mark D, great Mark D with a C. That was a lot of fun. We were over 5 hours on there last night. It was a lot of fun, though. But he's John Cimino was the agent to the legendary Roy Thomas, and I had a good old time chatting with him last week here. So, and I know he went to a con this weekend. I saw a few pictures. I hope he and Roy had a terrific time and have a safe trip back. So that was great of John to hang out with me last night. Really enjoyed it. I thought this week I would do, I just basically would do something that, well, a few schools on this. And by the way, I think, this is the kind of thing. Oh, one of the show notes, September 8th, definitely will be the birthday of Star Trek, the 55th anniversary. And my wonderful first officer, the beautiful Raquel Briggs, of course, and I will be counting down our top 25 all-time favorite episodes of Star Trek, the original series. I'm looking forward to that. And I love my 25 list. But the reason why I mentioned that is this is the kind of thing I couldn't do a list on, what I want to do tonight. I can make a list on anything. I want to talk about Kirby covers, but I want to go random, kind of, because maybe one of you could. I don't know if you're a Kirby fan, whoever's a Kirby fan. I can't prioritize a Kirby list of covers. I might say, "Wow, that's a great cover." We'd be here for a millennium. I'd be here. I can't do a 25. I thought about doing like a top 100. I just can't do a top. I just gotta, I will have him on again, D-Bud. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate the kind words. He's a good dude. Phantom, no, that con was in Kansas City, bud. Eric K, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. I'm glad some friends hung out with me tonight. Looks like a lot of people aren't here yet, but maybe they'll show up later. But so I couldn't do a top. I wasn't going to do a list of prioritized Kirby covers. It just doesn't seem right somehow. You can do it with Star Trek episodes, and you can do it with movies, and you can do it with pretty much anything. But with Kirby, I just decided to kind of go random. Janet from Another Planet. So I thought it would make it like a chill stream and relax. Because since we're talking about the king of comics, and about a year ago, by the way, with regards to this subject, comic book covers, and I think I probably touched on this when we did this a year ago. As you know, of course, since this is Mark C. Comics Talk, about a year ago, myself and the great Mark C., we did a show where we picked our top 25 all-time favorite comic book covers. Needless to say, a few of mine were Kirby covers, obviously. Hey, J-Man, they should. In fact, the 67 Fantastic Four cartoon did adapt a lot of the Kirby FF, and so did the second season of the 99 Fantastic Four cartoon. But I'm with you. If someone would do an animated series adapting the Kirby stories, Dr. Hercumonkey, what's up, bro? That would be amazing if they did that, though, J-Man. If they did it and they let me run the thing. But so I decided just to make it like, as the kids say, a chill stream. Just, hey, Mark D with a C, brother, good to see you. Just admiring some Kirby covers, because like I said, Mark C and I did that when we picked our top 25 all-time favorite comic book covers, and like I said, a lot of mine were Kirby covers, naturally. But and as I kind of made the point back then, as any of us who are comic book fans, what's the first thing you see when you see a comic book? Captain is Decorative Replicant Spock. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Well, we see covers first, don't we? Unless it's a coverless comic, I guess. But, seriously, a comic book cover has a job to do. A comic book cover has to grab you. A comic book cover has to say, hey, kid, pull me off the spinner rack and bring me to the counter with your Slurpee and your Hostess fruit pies or your Snickers or whatever, and buy me for 25 cents or 10 cents or 12 cents or, well, you get the idea. The comic book cover has to be special. In fact, there were many times when, if you know a little bit about the history of, especially of Marvel or DC Comics, especially in the Bronze Age, but other ages as well, there were a lot of times deadlines being what they were, talent being thin, with these companies, that there are times that they would, they had certain guys that specialized in cover art. You got it, Eric K. There's certain guys that, yes, they did interiors, but they did. Some guys did. They got a lot of gigs doing covers, of course. That's absolutely right, Phantom Outsider. Well done. That's like you said, the colorful action on the cover draws you in, and the story makes you come back and find out what's in it. It especially has an effect on kids. As a kid, yeah, J-Man, I often talk about that, by the way. I talk about how, again, the Bronze Age kid experience. You ride your bike to in my case, the corner 7-Eleven, whatever, chore money I have, grass cutting money or what allowance or what have you. And, look at that spinner rack and buy as many comics as I can, while saving just enough to get my Slurpee and a superhero cup, or my Icy and my superhero cup, and a candy bar or a Hostess fruit pie, as with those, because we all know that Hostess fruit pies and Twinkies and stuff and cupcakes could stop Galactus. I mean, they could stop supervillains. Remember, we saw in the comics to be true. So, and congrats to the great Mark D with a C, by the way. for on 100 subs. We have big time congrats on that one, buddy. Chocolate bar, I see. So that, and like I was saying, there was a practice of the big two, especially Marvel and DC. DC, I'm not sure. Both of them did it, where they would obviously they had a lot of guys that would. In other words, if they had a penciler that they thought was in doing their interior that they thought was really not. First of all, the penciler had enough work to do as it was. Darius Munchausen, welcome. The interior penciler had and the inker, they had enough of a job. So you had guys who, Kirby was fast. So you had guys like Kirby, the greatest, and that's a topic for another time, but the greatest cover artist in terms of just being prolific. Jack Kirby's one of them, Gil Kane, Nick Cardy. There's so many great guys who did a lot of covers. But sometimes the interior artist was busy, and not only that, look, how many, I don't know about you. Look, I will not be mean now that I know a lot about comic history that I didn't know when I was a kid, but this is just true because I was a kid or, and a teenager. When I would see a Justice League comic, I like Dick Dillon and all that stuff, but when I would see a Justice League comic got to Dick Dillon left, George Perez took over for a little while, and, but then later when Perez left drawing the interiors, he still did the covers, and you had Don Heck inside. How many of you, pick up wow, what a great George Perez cover, but it's got a Don Heck inside. What do you do? But that was the way it was at Marvel and DC. So sometimes you had the covers. Thank you for that, J-Man. By the way, I appreciate it. We were on for 5.5 hours last night. That was a lot of fun, buddy. Mark D with the C's channel. Please, everyone, anyone hearing this, please, if you're hearing this on a later broadcast, in my description below are links to many, many wonderful friends' channels, including J-Man's and including, of course, Mark D with the C's and many others. Please, if you have not already, please go and support those channels. And Steve, I'm with you. I wish George Perez had done more JLA cover interiors. Phantom, I agree with you. Look, and again, at the time I was a kid, I didn't know that Don Heck was really, really old and was lucky to have a job because those guys didn't have pensions that much. There were a lot of old timers doing comics in the Bronze Age that worked in the Golden Age. I didn't know that. I just would see these great Kirby covers or these great Kane covers or these great Adams covers or what have you, and open these interiors and see, Frank Springer and Irv Novick and Frank Robbins and George Tuska, Don Heck, and these guys. And as a kid, I didn't like it as much. I have a new respect for them now that I know about comics history. I didn't know those were really, really old guys who were lucky to get a paying gig. Carmen Infantino. I didn't know that stuff. All I knew was I got this beautiful cover. I open it up and I see this inside. I'm like, eh. And we made fun of it. And I still joke about it here, but it's a totally different thing now that you know. But as a, when you're a 10-year-old kid, a 13-year-old kid, or a 14, 15-year-old kid, you just don't, So my whole point of all this is the cover is the covers are important. So I thought we would just randomly just look at some Kirby covers because a Kirby, there's nothing quite like a Kirby cover from whether it was in his Golden Age run, a little past his later Golden Age, of course, his early Silver stuff, then his mid-Silver stuff, which is just terrific. And I love his Bronze Age Marvel cover work, and he did some interiors for a few of his own books, but he did covers for a lot of comics he didn't do the interior on. And I could look at him all day. Again, he was just fast. No one was ever as fast as Kirby. And when he went back to Marvel in the mid-'70s, they let him just obviously they let him do a few things he wanted to do, but he also did some great covers. I stored a few. After this, we'll probably just go hunting around for a few of them online to look at. But again, just take yourself back a little bit, like you're walking up to the comic book rack and you're seeing these covers. and you're a kid, and you got your quarter, your 10 cents, your 12 cents, your 15 cents, your 25 cents. When I was first able to actually buy them off the rack myself, I'm so old, there were 20 cents and 25 cents were the first cover price. So, and some, hey, I know we have some here that it was even more so, even cheaper. So, just imagine you walk in, on the comic rack, you see probably the most iconic cover. Like I said about this particular cover of Fantastic Four #1. And after we look at some of the ones I've stored, I'm going to get you guys to, if you want to shout out Kirby covers to search for them, I'll search for some. We can just take a look for them if you want. As I said before, this cover right here is of the 3 most important comics, just the comic itself. The 3 most important comic books of all time, arguably. And this is Kirby. This is this is a bit of I hate to use the word cruder, but a bit of a cruder style. And still today they can't even, or I can't say, I won't say can't. But they really just don't seem to have the kind of training to do a cover that's exciting. Look at this. You walk up to this as a kid. At the time, the rack is flooded with some of the DC stuff, a lot of Marvel, the really Atlas monster books. And oh, there we go. We have a super chat from the great Eric K. Clobby's first comics were Captain Cave, written on the original Cave walls. Yeah. You might be almost as old as me, buddy. Holy Toledo! Save some of those suggestions, D-Bud or Phantom, because I'll get you to throw those at me later. So you walk up in 1961, August 8th was the release date. I mean, whatever. It's after around this time, 60 years ago. In other words, it was just in some places just still hitting racks, right? And again, you're seeing Archies and Harveys and Gold Keys and Gold Key comics and Dell comics, flooding the racks, and some of the DC stuff and the Atlas Marvel stuff, the Atlas stuff, like the monster books and the Western books and all this stuff. And then you see this Fantastic Four. What is that? What is that? Look at these. They got a guy, and a kid may not know who the original Human Torch was, so he sees the guy flying on flames. A young kid probably doesn't know. You see the monster guy. You see the monster coming out there. The girl who's talking about turning invisible. You see the names, the Thing, Mr. Fantastic, Human Torch, Invisible Girl, covers. Millie the Model. Millie the Model, that's right. Yeah, buddy. Imagine the excitement when you're 10 or 15, 11 years old, 8, whatever, and you see this sucker. I mean, yeah, you're also excited when you see Batman and Justice League and different things like this. Justice League being the kind of inspiration for this. And maybe you never read Kirby's Challengers of the Unknown. You see this thing. I mean, look at the design of this cover. In 1961, it's brilliant. It tells a story. Kirby, like I said last week when we're showing like just one-page panels, one-panel pages in a lot of cases, how Kirby could tell a story. A good cover artist can tell a story with one cover. And like you say, Phantom, these guys were new. These heroes were new. No one knew who. If you weren't familiar with the original Human Torch, you didn't know any better. It's just Human Torch. But a lot of kids, a lot of this demo may not have known who he was. And the ones that did goes, hey, they brought the Human Torch back. But he's not a synthesoid now. When they open up the book, they realize that. So Kirby's mastery of covers. This was one that made my list right here. Just phenomenal. In the early days, even. The dynamism of Kirby covers. They tell a story. It's just phenomenal. Yep, flying bathtub. I love it. And obviously, we're going to start out with a few Fantastic Four. We're going to go all over the place with Kirby covers, but and then he jumped way into the future when he wasn't even doing the book anymore, and he started doing some of the covers. I always loved this cover to 200. I love it for some reason. Man, when I saw this cover, I freaked out. Reed versus Doom? Are you kidding me? I believe Keith Pollard did the interior. Wasn't it Wolfman writing it at the time? Marv Wolfman, if I remember right. Keith Pollard, Joe Sinnott, interior. That old story about that Doom story about Christoph, whatever it was. I've reread this in a while. I haven't read this in a long time. Look at that, man. There's something about it. Now, again, a lot of people disagree. I love a Bronze Age cover. Now, Bronze Age cover is busy, but it also has like the first, I don't know, like right below, it's busy down to the bottom of the logo. So most of the art takes place underneath the logo. Well, Sue's face is on there. Decker, sometimes, let's see, I call it Cockney. Trying to shorten your name there, buddy. But yeah, in this case, it's issue. Now, again, it's a strange choice for issue 200. You'd expected everyone to be on there. I mean, cover of issue 100 is very busy with a bunch of a bunch of their supervillains who, even though they weren't really them. Spoiler alert. But with this is an interesting choice for 200 to just have Reed and Doom on there. Going back a little bit back again, I mean, man. Just whether you're in the cruder age of the early silver, Kirby covers, man. And this isn't even a very busy cover right here, but it tells you all you need to know. You get to see, you're going to see Ben fighting Silver Surfer in this classic. This is one of the most phenomenal covers for me. It is, again, as all Kirby art's sort of animated, it moves. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Thoth. Phantom, it's been a while since I've read it, but I do believe you would be correct, sir. This is one of my favorite covers. This, again, from the Bronze Age when Kirby came back. Great Perez interiors. Perez said an interior. This is taking place in the offices of Marvel Comics. See in the back of Marvel Comics conference room. I love it. Look at again, just some wonderful Kirby exaggeration with Impossible Man having Thor's hammer as one hand, Iron Man's repulsor glove as the other. Just great stuff. Apollome's Binion, good to see you, my dear. J-Man, yeah, I love it too. I love a busy cover. For some reason, a busy cover, it's fun. All that detail, all that background. This is a great, by the way, I recommend this if you haven't read this story, is a great one too. Again, Roy Thomas, we talked about him a lot last week with the great John Cimino. Roy Thomas was one of my favorite of his stories. George Perez, Joe Sinnott, classic issue. Took place right after the story where Galactus was pissed off at Ben, so he turned him back into the Thing after had been turned back into Ben Grimm for a while. Steve Ernest, good to see you, my friend. Going back to the silver again, I love a busy cover like this one too. Look at the story Kirby tells you with one image. Well, not one image, many images, but one page. Put it like that. Sometimes a busy cover could be cluttered and not work. Kirby was always great at making a busy cover work. Every detail means something. And I love Psycho Man. Classic. Now, I was talking about this one last week. This is the cover that they went with, and I'm glad they did. Look, here you have with Fantastic Four 52. This was going to be the original cover, and I like how Kirby kind of second guessed himself and went back. And this one is better. I mean, they made a good decision going with a better cover, in my opinion. This is one of the all-time greats, and a great comic, a great story, a great FF story. But I mean, just look at that. You get, man, and a blind man shall lead them. That looming, menacing figure of doom coming over the city. Love it. Absolutely, Cam. These covers just, I mean, they jump out at you. This is an amazing one right here. Look at the movement. You'd swear it's moving. Kirby can make a cover look like it's moving in motion. I hear you, Phantom. Oh. Always love this one. The exquisite elemental crystal. Another busy, action-packed cover right here. Mole Man is the madness is the Mole Man. Now this is one of those weird kind of big crowd scene covers. Big wedding. This is one of my favorites, though. This is a blast off the page action cover right here, in my opinion. Is that same as Spider-Man's? Yes, Sandman did moonlight at other comics. He was a member of the Frightful Four after all there. So here's one, again, going back a little bit because I'm just going all over. I love this cover. This cover tells the story. At that time, they didn't have what you would call crossovers between the characters from the titles. Here starts a great icon because Thing Hulk battles are iconic. I love it. Devil. Oh, look! I'm doing a little FF right now. Don't worry. We're gonna do a lot of different stuff there. Thought I was just kind of showing some of the FF cover was I already had on there, being kind of FF month and all. Another great one right here. But yes, and if you want to go way back to his first iconic cover, even this in Kirby's golden age style, this is again right almost up there with FF or Detective 27 or Action Comics #1 is. Even Superman #1 and Batman #1, some of the great covers of them all. And this one this is one of the greatest covers of all time, in my opinion. Gogi Pan, hello there. Good to see you. And now let's jump back to his the Bronze Age of Captain America. I've always one of my favorite Kirby pose covers, like the classic Kirby pose with Ramita inking Kirby. Isn't that weird? No, that was unusual. I actually love this run. It's not popular, but I love this run on FF. From the, of course, mid-70s. Let's go back to some silver, some Avengers. Kirby wasn't doing the book at this point, but still, he did covers sometimes. Or layouts for covers. There are a lot of times Kirby did layouts and didn't even get credited. Let's go to bronze. He didn't do the interior, but I love this. Could I ever mention how much I love Nova? Richard Rider Nova. And I love this series. And just to have Kirby do one of the covers. Well, D. Bud Martin, you never know. You just never know. But I've always loved this cover. And again, I love these Bronze Age covers. What if the What If TV show wasn't garbage? The Human Rocket, indeed. Hey, Matthew Pounder, good to see you. Punk Waddle, hey there. Thanks for dropping in. Good to see you, my friend. And, you can't talk Cap without this classic. Bringing Cap back, folks. Well, what can you say about this one? Just coming at you, isn't that one? Nikki D with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Nikki D. I really appreciate it. Love Kirby's Journey into Mystery and Tales of Asgard covers and runs. Love those as well. We'll be looking at some of those in a bit. Thank you for so much for that super chat. I really appreciate it. And love those as well. I mean, I love his Thor. No question about it. I just they only load so many, so I'm gonna go look. We're gonna go to the internet and do like a potluck type thing. And you can't not show one of the somehow. Man, his number ones are always classics. You notice that we've done. His Fab number one, his Cap number one, his Avengers number one, his X-Men number one, his Hulk number one. So many classics. I mean, all of his covers. One day I'll do a show about Gil Kane covers. You could do a show about Nick Cardy covers. But Kirby's the king, and this is his month. So, oh wow, damn, Lord Thoth, dude. And then we're getting into here's one of my favorites. We're getting into saying and going back into the Bronze Age. Who would have ever thought Jack Kirby doing? Again, this was many years after the film from 1968, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Just the idea of doing a comic book about that. And this, of course, it was a regular series, and this is the Treasury edition that adapts it, that compiles it, I suppose I should say. And leave us not forget the back cover. In a way, a match made in crazy, nutty heaven. Kirby in 2001. There you go, Captain. Kirby does Kubrick. Well done, sir. That should be highlighted. I'm not look, I understand Frank Robbins was old. I'm not being mean. I know it sounds mean, but when you buy this Invaders comic or this Invaders comic, good God, with a Kirby cover, and you have to open it up to Frank Robbins. And I'm sorry, Frank Robbins was a fine cartoonist, but at this point, I mean, a lot of people like his Invaders, so that's fine. At the time, I can look at it now and have a certain appreciation for it, but I'm sorry, dudes. Again, I don't want to be mean, but Frank Robbins, guys, maybe some of you guys like him. No insult to you if you like him. And the man, look, he got a gig. God bless him. But wow, go from a Kirby cover. Frank Robbins was Marmite. I don't know what Marmite is. I do know Frank Robbins co-created Man-Bat, sort of, or at least he wrote that story. I think Neil Adams kind of came up with a lot of it, according to him. Always loved this cover. This was, I always loved it. This is that Thor Treasury edition, which I have, of course. And you know what's funny? I like this cover, but in this case, I kind of like the back cover better. Look at that, man. That's busy. Well, Frank Robbins people were kind of, all of them were skinny. Did you know? Hey, D Bud, I'm with you, buddy. I'll take Frank Robbins any day over these. And that's why I'm trying to be careful. Because I can't draw flies. I'm just saying. At the time as a kid, I was pretty upset. But let's give it another look. Again, Union Jack. It's just too cool. One of the rare series, first issue special, Kirby, Atlas. Remember that guy? They actually brought him back. And again, I liked it when Kirby would just run around and do a random cover for a series he had nothing to do with other than covers. Here's one of my favorites. And this Bicentennial Battles, which I have, of course, they just did a new trade paperback that's smaller than the Treasury. But I bought that too because it has some special stuff in it, by the way, that just came out of this. It's kind of cool. It's got some cool stuff in it. Love that. The back cover. One of the great things about Treasury. Now, Treasury. Now, here's a wraparound for a deluxe series reprints of some of the New God stuff that came out in the early 80s. Love that. Oh, cool. Yeah, I ordered it a couple of months back, Matthew Pounder. It's really good. Got a pretty good price on it. Let's go back to the Silver Age. I know you all know this classic. What if the What If show didn't suck? What if the original Marvel bullpen had become the Fantastic Four? You think they could have they should have adapted this story? On their stupid new What If show. Always loved this cover. This would, if I did make a list, next one would make my top 10 of Kirby covers. I just adore it. Yes, sure, it's derivative of the end of the Planet of the Apes, but what the hell? That's true, Stephen. It is sort of a crossover. Good, yeah, good call. Yep, an unofficial Marvel. Well, DC. Although, the Freedom Fighters characters and that iteration of Uncle Sam that DC had was not always a DC character. It was taken later from oh God, was it Lev Gleason? Who I can't remember who originally owned him. Let's go a little bit back into the end of the golden age. For those of you who don't know, the Fantastic Four's template right there. But we can go back to some Command-E. Now, you call me crazy on this next one, but I really liked, I don't know what it is. This was, of course, a spinoff, strangely enough, a spinoff from his 2001 comic. But I loved it, Machine Man. Something so cool about this character. Quality, there you go. Thank you, Matthew Pounder. Thank you, Matthew Pounder. Earth X. Yes. And not the Marvel Earth X either, obviously. Oh, who doesn't love? Come on, how do you not love Machine Man, though? Come on. And someone mentioned this one earlier. One of the greats. Fantasy as you like it. Is he man or monster? Or is he both? Yeah, could look at comic book covers all day, dude, and Kirby covers in particular. Yeah. And again, let's go back a little bit into the 50s. Again, there were so many good covers on these Fighting American. Again, it was just the Simon and Kirby Fighting American. I have a hardcover of these, of all the Fighting Americans, because there weren't a lot of them. It was great. Got to throw a little bit of X-Men in there. Although Kirby really only did the layouts on this one. Then Kirby in the bronze. Going back to doing a little T'Challa there. It's kind of weird. You didn't see a lot of Ernie Chan inking Jack Kirby. No, Darius, I think he meant, Kirby adapted Kubrick by doing 2001. Yeah, Fighting American was amazing. Bop. Let's see here. Now I'm gonna what I'm gonna do, because you can't really load a lot of pictures on these things. It doesn't really do that much. I'm gonna go potluck here. And use the old googly. And just enter Jack Kirby covers. That way we get the whole wide spectrum there. But you could also tell me an issue you want to see that you think is a great example of a Kirby cover. And any suggestions, of course, will be appreciated if you got one in mind, a particular one in mind. Let's see here. Devil Dinosaur #1 for and Sergeant Fury 16. Okay, we'll get them both. Let's see here. Actually, I'm gonna do a different window for that one. Bop. Devil Dinosaur #1. If they give me the new one, boy, I'm gonna. I don't want that new dribble. There we go. Watch him put that new crap. All right, let me switch over to that one. We don't want that new crap, boys. Yeah, buddy. I love it. I love me some Devil Dinosaur. I'm not ashamed to admit it, folks. I can admit it. And we got Sergeant Fury 16. Okay, we'll do that one next. Oh, Avengers 158. Wow, I know what you're talking about. Vision Wonderman versus Wonder Man. Wow, that is a great one. That's bronze there. Mark David the Sea, are you suggesting Black Panther 7? I just showed that one, or you were just pulling up a fandom wiki on that? Okay, let's see here. Sergeant Fury 16. Sergeant Fury's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Oh, wow. Good call. Wow, dude. You ain't kidding, man. This is a badass cover right here. I love how Kirby, look, just got with an all-out like yellow like that. Darius, if Kubert had directed a Fantastic Four movie, I would have been all over that. This is an amazing cover, dude. I haven't seen this in years. You know something? Who was that? Was that D-Bud that asked that one? Yeah, D-Bud, dude, that is one of the great covers, man. If you go to, it would make easily a top 20 list or a top 25 of a Kirby cover. Good Lord, that's beautiful. That is a true statement there, Mr. Captain. Is Decorative Replicant Spock actually a Kubrick adaptation of Kirby's New Gods? Would have been something wonderful. And he would have called it Fourth World, of course. Avengers 156 and 157. I know the covers of which you speak. Avengers 156 and then 58, right? Yeah. This is going to be. I always love this cover. Yes, sir. Always love this one. And 158. Bop, 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 bop. Yeah, great one. That is an amazing cover. Then you have this one. Well, that's a smaller one of it. I hate when you have the small one. Oh, great Perez cover there, or King cover there. Yeah, that's a great one, dudes. Let me see here. Bop, bop, bop. Let's go back to Kirby covers. Any other suggestions? Let me know. But right now, let's just look at a couple of some random stuff. This bad boy right here, I have this on a shirt somewhere. Even though we all know that, well, spoiler alert, that's not really Captain America, but it's still a great cover. Allah. 49? Okay. $49, huh? Tales of Suspense, 49. Okay, we'll try that with D-Bud, then we'll go with the ones you got there, Phantom. Let's see here. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, 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 bop. Could you imagine the task if you had to count up? I know that I have the Jack Kirby checklist. If it's big, chronicling all of his work, and it's just astoundingly. Oh my god! I got the 2 Mars one, the real thorough one they just last time did. And that had to be a task right there, right? Did you say 40? I think you said 48 or 49. You said 49, right? I'm sorry, I forgot already. I'll check. Oh, yeah, 40. Let me see. You said 49. Okay. Oh, yeah, Angel. I love it. The colors on this one just really pop out. Obviously, that's a scan that's been, it's been cleaned up, but still not faded or anything, of course. But yeah. Mr. Miracle number 1 coming up after we've got, let's see here, Avengers 21 and 22. But yeah, D-Bud, I love this cover. I should have trusted you on that one to have an Iron Man cover there, Man of Iron. Well done, sir. Well done. Let's see here. Avengers number Number 21. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh yeah. The original Marvel Power Man. Let's try number 22 now. Bop, 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 bop. Look, there's a British cover. Look. Screw these later volumes, man. Get this out of my face. Give me the real deal. Why would you idiots put that there? There we go. There you go. Nice one. Let's see. Mr. Miracle, number 1. Oh yeah. Classic. Oh, I mean, these so many of his fourth world covers are just terrific. Yeah, let's see here. Thor 144. Oh yeah. Oh man. Great. This probably would go somewhere way, way high for me. Muslim Uncle, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Let's see here. Greatness. Let's see here. Go back to some random Kirby covers here. Let's see. Some of these, like when you just do a normal search. And of course, we have this movie coming out soon. Look, I never was big on the Eternals comic, but I still had some great Kirby covers. And it'll be way better than any of that garbage that Hollywood's puking out. I can tell you that much. But all those number ones we were showing, I was trying to show a bigger number one of X-Men 1. Let's see here. Let's see if. Oh wow, there's some new gods. Some new gods. Some Fighting American. And yes, another number 1. Even though Kirby did not do the interior, didn't have much to do with Daredevil. They stand at least on the Daredevil figure and portion of this cover is Kirby. For those who don't know, Glinzer, hey there, good to see you. Welcome. Journey into Mystery 112. Let us take a look at that one, Mr. Phantom. Let us see. But so yeah, this is always interesting to me. If you open up the splash page of Daredevil, by the way, the Daredevil image inside is Bill Everett, who of course did the interior of the comic. But on the cover, right there, just the this part right here, the whatchamacallit, the square, that panel is Kirby. even though he really had nothing to do with Daredevil at that point. He was too busy. But he did do that cover. I remember was doing some of these covers in Barry Smith before he became Barry Windsor Smith. Came along and did some Daredevil issues in Kirby-esque style. Journey into Mystery 112. Hey, let's try that one. Zop, zop, zop. Journey into Mystery 112. Wow. Was that the first Thor Hulk? First Thor Hulk tussle, I would say. I believe so, anyway. J-Man, I've just been basically going random, letting anyone suggest any Kirby covers they want to see, and I'm just picking up some random ones. This was probably the first. Pretty sure this was the first Hulk tussle. Thor Hulk tussle. No, not the first one. I'm talking about like together in a comic. They met, of course, way before this. But as far as like them starting to fight each other, Challenge of the Unknown, the Daredevils. Probably where the name came from. Well, there was a Daredevil character, years before that Marvel used it for their Daredevil. So Marvel's Daredevil isn't the first character by that name. There was a Golden Age one, Daredevil and the Little Wise Guys, whatever. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. So let me see here. Let me try this. Let's look at some more Thor Kirby covers. Yeah, we'll see. Try it that way. Just for the hell of it here. Oh my goodness, man! He always outdid himself on Thor covers, man. Tough to pick one. How about that one? Jesus. Oh yeah, Jay, man, I love his Black Panther covers. Well, yeah, I think we should pick out a couple of Black Panther covers as well. And there was some crazy covers. Cerebus. Well, we'll talk Cerebus one of these days, Captain. Oh yeah, Phantom. I'm just talking about as far as when Thor and Hulk start. Every now and then they would just kind of. I mean, it wasn't like a Thing Hulk type of rivalry deal, whatever. But Thor and Hulk became like the secondary battle for sure. Love this one. Love this one too. Really love this one. Thor 169, you say? Okay. I will accept that challenge. It's probably up here somewhere. Wow, this is amazing. Unpublished, but hey. No wonder I didn't recognize it. Thought I was going crazy for a minute there, like I've never seen that one. Let's see here. Did you say? Which one did you say again? Thor 169. Okay. Thor 169. I'm sorry. Oh wow. It's not. It's not really a Kirby. It's got Kirby images on it all over it. The Thor image looks like Ramita though. Phantom. Nevertheless, it's a beautiful cover. And I just think the Thor images are probably Ramita. Which doesn't matter, really. Just saying. 116. I'm going to make sure about that. Because it's kind of strange. I'm pretty sure he did the interior. I mean, I couldn't swear to it off the top of my head or anything, but yeah, let's see here. A lot of people, yeah. Kirby, Klein, Ramita. There you go. So yeah, you can tell that the Thor image is Ramita. So there you go. Yeah, just Ramita just did the Thor. The rest of it's Kirby and George Klein. You know, back then when they had, Jack, they were stretching Jack Kirby so thin, especially at that point in Marvel right there. Hey, they were having him doing so many titles that they would, even titles that he wasn't all that involved with, they would have him do the layouts, or they'd have him do the covers, lay out the covers and stuff. And they always had to bring someone else in there to finish some things here and there. Ramita was one of those guys. So, that's just an amazing cover, though. Good one. Good suggestion there, bud. Let's see here. Black Panther, Kirby Black Panther covers. I was glad a few years back when they did some of those trade paperbacks of Kirby's Black Panther run. I know that was a weird. That was, of course, when he went back to Marvel, and that was a weird covers from one of the trades right there that I have. That one and this one, I have these two trades. But it was just fun for the crazy art. It's true that it wasn't the serious character that Don McGregor and Rich Buckler, Billy Graham, and those guys had turned him into. The relevant character, if you will. But it was the creator bringing the character back to, a different time. Bringing him back to, I don't want to say his roots or anything, but yeah, I mean, still, these were fun comics here. And I love them. Not a cover, but man, look at those big. I should just. You could do a show about Kirby 2-page spreads, and he used a lot of them in the 70s, right there. Fantastic. There'll never be anyone else like him. There'll never be another one, folks. Never be another King of Comics. Jack's mama, good to see you. I hope you're well, my dear. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you, as always. And I hope you and your family is doing well. And we all hope Jack is doing well. Well wishes to all of you and your family, my dear. And, of course, to Jack. Jack, I hope you're doing well out there, buddy. And let's see. And of course, all hail, of course, our buddy. In fact, Jack's mama, I was talking earlier how we were talking. Every time we're talking about comic book art, I will always mention Mark, Steven, because he loved this stuff so much. And if he would be here with it, if he were here, if he were with us, he would have been the first one that I would have had with me here tonight talking about this topic because he loved it so much. So, well, oh my goodness! Everyone for those who don't know, Jack is of course the great Mark C's son. She says, "Thank you. Yes, I'm well. Jack is doing so much better. That twinkle back in his eye. Well, that is good to hear. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that, Jack's mama. And that is good. Good luck to Jack, and I'm glad he's doing better. And I know he misses his father, and so do we. We all do here. So if that's why the show is always going to be a tribute to him. So thank you for that. Really appreciate that. Thank you all for the M's in the chat there. Let's see here. Would you go back to the Kirby, like just a random Kirby covers? I should have put. Oh well, let's see. How we do that search? It just comes. I always like the D-Bud. He never, obviously later in the Bronze Age, he never really did any of the interiors of Iron Man, but man, he did some amazing Iron Man covers in the Bronze Age, dude. Let's see. Steve's knowledge and love for comics was amazing. He was one of a kind and still sorely missed. Yes, he is. I'll tell Jack what you said. Thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words. He knew his comics. He loved them. We share a love for comics, and he would have loved this topic tonight because he loved Jack Kirby, the King of Comics, and yep, absolutely. Really appreciate that, Jack's mama. You are amazing. We love you. Yeah, I love me some of those Kirby Iron Man covers. In fact, you know what? There you go. Kirby Iron Man cover. He did some of the best ones in the Bronze Age. I'm going to pick it. Let's see if I can find that one I really love. There is one. Let's see here. Iron Man. Can't remember the issue number. I'm terrible with issue numbers. Kirby cover, but I bet a bunch of them will come up. Google has its faults, but it's good at that. So there it is. Boom. Man, that's a better picture of. Not the greatest picture of it, but this one right here, number 80. Maybe it'll. Let's see if I just put Iron Man number 80. That'd be the best way to search it. Oh, come on. Don't be a pansy. Don't give me the half of it. What's wrong with you? That'll work. There we go. This one is one of his greats. Hey, J-Man, you take care, buddy. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Whoa. That's a great one for a t-shirt. Dude, I would get that t-shirt. Man, why didn't I think of getting to that one on a t-shirt? Good idea, D-Bud. That's fantastic. Yeah, appreciate you, Jay, man, buddy. We need to do the show again soon, pal. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Phantom, what did you say? Let's see here. Oh, yeah, you did bitch that. Okay, yeah. I just was bad with issue numbers. But yeah, this is one of the great, and he did a lot of great covers. Let me go back to the Kirby Iron Man covers. Find some Kirby Iron Man covers, man. And again, the Bronze Age was obviously he did some, something about that the way he just. By the time he reached the Bronze Age, he was just insane with that over the top, exaggerated style that I love with the Kirby crackle at full bore. I mean, dude. Iron Man Kirby covers. I mean, some of the other ones because there were a few more. I mean, that's my favorite one. And that this is a second. Oh, here I always love this one here. This is badass right here. Yeah. Bop, bop, bop. Also, not a Kirby cover here, but I like that. I really love that Iron Man cover. Though it's not a Kirby cover. Here's one. And there's one. Let's see here. Let me go random again. Kirby. What? Marvel covers. How about that? What happens when you do a random search like that there? And we'll do some DC ones, of course. It goes all over the planet, man. Marvel covers. Boom, 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 boom. Seen most of these. Oh, well. I always like this Nova cover as well. He did a couple. I guess he did two of those Nova covers. Ready for some DC, Lord Thothy? All right, buddy. I'm with you. DC covers. Maybe I should put DC Comics and not an L there. Oops. Oh my. Now you're tacking. Always love this. I mean, I love this demon anyway. Man, this was. What is it about a first issue by Kirby? I can do like a gigantic string of first issue covers by him. All of his first issue covers are, I mean, all of his covers are great, but I mean, man, there's something spectacular about him. I love the demon. Gone, gone, the form of man. Rise the demon, Etrigan. Love his Jimmy Olsen covers. There's some new gods. New gods, of course. Some Mr. Miracle. Love a little Fourth World. More Demon. That's a great cover right there. Good cover. A Busy Forever People cover, of course. Got a lot of that Fourth World. Let's go a little bit back into the gold for a second right there. To the old style. Let's look at some. Of course, you got a great OMAC cover right there. I loved it. His OMAC covers were spectacular, of course. Challengers of the Unknown #3. Okay. Again, you want to go a little bit late golden, don't you? Don't you? This is an unnamed number 3. A top-notch one. Wow. I haven't seen that one in a while. Silver Surfer Volume 1, number 72 is cool. Huh. Volume 1 only made it like 20-something, 18-something issues, though, Eric. Could you possibly mean Fantastic Four, number 72? Yes, I think that's what you mean there, buddy. This is one of the. You're right, though. This is one of the absolute. Oh, that was. I went back to 74. Sorry. This is one of the absolute great covers. If I can find a good representation of it. There we go. Yeah. No, appreciate that, Eric. You're right. I was showing some FF covers earlier, and I would have been remiss if we didn't show this one. This is a beautiful cover. Just outrageous. I mean, of course, I know you're a surfer guy. You and Thoth are a couple of surfer guys. 50. We have a challenge. 50 is a great one now. No question about that, LT. I don't know. Man, I don't know. I love 50. But something about that Kirby Crackle background in 72, I don't know about that one. We have to put that one to a boat, buddy. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Catman. Tell you what, LT, those are both pretty damn great covers, man. But I kind of like that red background. Of course, I love this one as well. The Startling Saga of the Silver Surfer. Let's see here. Both of you guys are surfer guys. I know that. Big Silver Surfer fans and surfer dudes. Eric is the bronze surfer. Let's see here. I have one. Let's see. I know. I tell you, I love these covers here. Beginning of Kirby's Fourth World, where it all started. Nothing like a Jimmy Olsen cover, but I could use a bigger one though. This would be again one of those things. If I was crazy enough to compile a top 100, and I still might do it. This has, even though they redrew Superman's face, it's a great cover. Tales to Astonish 93. Do we have a challenge? Okay, let's see. Oh, Captain Victory. Oh, good. I'm glad we're getting some. Okay, FF 55. All right, coming up. I actually have that one loaded. Let's see. I showed that one a while ago. Let's see here. FF 55 right there at your service there, LT. Great one, by the way. Great comic. Let's see here. Let's go. Captain Victory number 1. Okay. I'm going to do Jimmy Olsen, then we'll do that one. I love these Jimmy Olsen covers. This is probably one of the best ones for me anyway. But of course, you had a lot of great ones. Well, I always love the Don Rickles cover. Yes, they redrew Superman's face because they were jackasses. 200. There you go, Catman. And then let's see. Tales to Astonish 93. We'll take you up on that in a second there, Lord Thoth. Let's go. Okay, let's see. A couple more Jimmy Olsens, and then I remember getting these out of the quarter box in Atlanta Fantasy Fair 1990. The time I got to meet and hang out with Kirby, I got I found. I think I'd been looking for these, and I didn't have them all. And I found them in a quarter box in the dealer's room and brought them to Jack and showed them to Roz Kirby. Jack was talking to somebody, and she went to take them out of my hand and say, we're not, as you know, we're not doing signing here because of Jack's arm is hurting, but I'll bring him up to the room and get him to sign them for you." And it melted my heart. I couldn't do that to him. But I told her, I said, "Oh, no, I already have his autograph. Thanks. I'm just showing you that. I don't want you to put him in any trouble." But, man, that's just what a sweetheart Roz Kirby was. I'm sorry. I always talk about that stuff. Yes, Glinzer, that's right. In the movie Crimson Tide, two guys fought over who was the real Silver Surfer. I think you mean artist. Yes, Kirby's or Mobius's. Denzel Washington said, "Everyone knows it's Kirby." Yes. Hat tip to Quentin Tarantino on that one. Jean Giraud, a.k.a. Mobius, love him. He did some really great stuff, and that server he did was really nice. And our buddy Mark C., by the way, was a huge Mobius fan. He loved him. But even Mark C., I know, would say, "Look, but Kirby's definitive when it comes to Silver Surfer." Hey, and after that, as much as I like Mobius, I would put John Buscema as my second choice of Kirby artist. Silver Surfer artist, and that's no slight to Mobius. Mobius was fantastic. I loved him. Yeah. Let's see here. Now we got Captain Victory, and then we'll do Invaders number 5. Did I show? Maybe I don't know if I showed Invaders number 5 already. We'll see though. Yeah, I remember how excited I was when Captain Victory came out from Pacific Comics. And that was huge. That was one of the hugest, independent comics releases ever. Everyone was really going nuts over that there, Debug. Captain Victory. And his Galactic Rangers. I wish showed Destroyer Duck after that. This is a great cover. This cover just screams Kirby, man. Look at these guns. Look at these crazy Kirby machines. This would be one of his great all-time covers. Absolutely, Phantom Outsider, Buscema, Silver Surfer number 4. Captain says the reason why I picked 200 was because I thought it would be a little more to worry. Yeah, that's a good point there, Catman. 200. That would be quite a Herculean task. I don't even know if this thing will let you load 200 pictures, but no, hey, you're right, sir. That'd be something. I love this cover though. I love this again. Only Kirby would do something with. Look at the insane guns. Yeah, he's carrying. Oh my God, Captain Victory and his Galactic Rangers. It's amazing. Good call, D. Bud Martin. Good call. Okay, now I'm already forgetting which one's. Let's see. Tales to Astonish 93. Okay. And then Invaders. We'll see. Tales to Admonish. Uh, 93. Let's see here. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Wow. That cover, I love the background. I'm wondering if that's partial Kirby. Let's see here. That's partial Kirby, but Hulk's not by Kirby. Surfer looks like he's by Kirby. So that might be like a Kirby and John Severin or Maurice Severin or something like that hybrid. Let's see here. Maurice Severin and Frank Giacoia. So not a Kirby cover, but man, are they really aping Kirby. See, this is one of those ones, 1967. They've got Maurice Severin and Frank Giacoia as the artist team. They were always told to rip Kirby. LT. And this is one of those examples where Kirby used to set up. They used to tell him all the time, like they need Jack to set up these layouts and stuff. And he doesn't even get credited on it. Of course, you didn't get cover credit back then either. Anyway, barely got any credit. So Surfer looks right out of Kirby. You could tell Hulk doesn't. So not necessarily a Kirby cover. I think Kirby did the layouts. Kirby laid out Silver Surfer because I love Marie Severin. I love her. And Hulk looks pure Marie Severin, even a little John Severinish. And Frank Giacoia was pretty good at, he wasn't that, I don't know, he was a good artist. He was an inker, though. He was always an inker and embellisher. If Kirby didn't do the layout at least on Silver Surfer, and maybe a very faint one on Hulk. Of course, she always put her mark on her Hulk work, and I love. But Marie Severin was underrated, and she's one of the great. You hate to sound like an SCW. One of the great female comic artists, but it's severed all the way. But look at that. If that Surfer isn't by Kirby, then they did a good job of really. And if they did rip him, then that's Frank Giacoia because he's kind of good at that. He was better. I mean, Marie Severin, I don't know if she could ape Kirby like that. It's a great cover, and I love the background. So just is so Kirby inspired. We got to at least allow it in a sense as a Kirby cover. So I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up, Thoth. So because I'm terrible with issue numbers. I always have to see something. When you say Tales to whatever or anything, whatever issue number, I'm going, okay, I need to see it because I'm just shitty with the issue numbers. But anyway, I think that it's a good chance. No, maybe not. Maybe Kirby didn't do it, but they sure as hell aped him on the Silver Surfer figure. So, and that's happens to me a lot. I'll look at a cover from back then and see certain traits in it and go, I wonder if that's actually a Kirby cover or he got ripped a bit. Anyway, let's see. Oh, I know what I wanted to see. Invaders number 5, right? I think it showed Invaders 5. But let's see here. He did a lot of Invaders covers. Yes. Yeah, I did this one. Very cool one. Let's see. Oh, I know. Here's another very Kirby. Who remembers this one, folks? I know some of you might remember this. There we go. Ted Millich, good to see you. Let's see. Thor 251? I don't think so, Eric. I will grab it in a second, bud. Anyone remember this one now? Destroyer Duck. I love this comic. Yeah, D-Bud, I think I still have mine somewhere. I'm fairly sure, not 100%, but I think I still have this tucked away somewhere. Yeah, buddy. Let's see here. Thor. $251. Oh, give me that. Give me the real deal cover. Oh my God. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Oops. Dumbass. Wonk, 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 wonk. There we go. Oh, yeah. Set 251. Wow. Nice. Kirby sent it. Nice one, Eric. I don't know when the last time I saw this one was. Wow. Very, very good, sir. And someone picked a 127. 127. I think it was still Journey into Mystery at that point, wasn't it? Let's see. Or maybe not. No, not yet. Okay, it was just me. There you go. Yeah, great one. There's like, no, it was like 120 something. 121 was the last one. I can't remember. What the hell? Whatever. Yeah. It almost looks like one of the ones that Bill Everett inked. I mean, it could be Coletta. But I want to say, yeah, Coletta. See, Kirby was the one artist that Vince Coletta couldn't ruin. Ted Millich, favorite Hulk cover? You know, the thing is that we're doing Kirby covers tonight. Ted, of course, as we've shown, Kirby, of course, did the cover for Hulk #1 and did a couple of other ones. After that, he didn't do a lot of Hulk covers, strangely enough. So I said that easily my favorite Hulk cover would be that, #1. And it's, yes, I'm cheating. Not really cheating, but it's low-hanging fruit because it's Kirby and we're talking Kirby tonight. But that's probably my favorite Hulk cover. I know he's gray. But yeah. Oh, D-Bot, I missed it by 2. Sorry, bro. Yeah, 125 was the last one. Journey. Okay. Thanks, bud. Like I always say, I'm terrible with numbers. Well, let's see here. What's another one? Let me throw in. What's another Kirby cover we haven't looked at? Oh, man. Is that 131 or 150? It's too small. Can't see it. You screwball. 131? Let's see. There we go. This is fantastic. This is a great one. Again, even Vince Coletta couldn't ruin Kirby, and that's saying something. Thank you, Catman. Let's see. So volume. Let's see, Cat. So volume 1 is first 20 plus annuals. Marvel presents with Liberty Legion. What are you referring to, Phantom? Did you say something earlier and I missed something? Because I was looking at the other screen. Oh, Mark D. Let's see. Tim says 93. Listen to Severin. And my comic collecting software as usual. Oh, is it? Okay. But you could tell Severin a mile away. But like I say, that sure looks like a Kirby surfer on that thing. But you could tell, you could even tell Trimpy from Kirby, and Trimpy really was a Kirby inspiree. But I love Trimpy though; it was great. What's another one? Kirby. I'm gonna try a search here. Kirby Bronze Age. Something about those Bronze Age covers. I don't know what it is. I guess because I'm a Bronze Age baby. I guess just what it is. Just what I am. How about him? How about Kirby doing drawing Tigra for Marvel Chillers? Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, I got you, Phantom. Thanks. He did do some of those Liberty Legion covers on Marvel 2-in-1 as well there. Bop, bop, bop. Let's see here. More Kirby Bronze Age. I mean, he was just, I don't know. The chains were off when he went in the Bronze Age, man. I mean, and he had more time to devote himself to it. I mean, yes, he had inkers. Now, here you go. This is a great cover. Well, let me find Machine Man #1. We need a bigger picture of that one now. These Machine Man covers, by the way. In fact, yeah, let's just Machine Man Kirby. There you go. Something. I mean, like we talked about earlier. Man, I love Machine Man, the living robot. Ted Milich? No, Kirby really didn't do any Doctor Strange. He never did any of the that would be most Steve Ditko and many others, Dan Atkins and Frank Brunner and Marshall Rogers and Michael Golden and and a lot of people. Gene Colan, but no, Kirby never did any. As far as I know, I don't think he ever did any actual issues of when he was in Strange Tales or his own series or anything. So no, Kirby didn't do any Doctor Strange. As a character, he had one of the few Marvel characters he didn't have much to do with at all in terms of creating or really drawing that much. I mean, obviously, if he crossed over into a comic Kirby happened to be doing, yes. But Doctor Strange is pretty much Steve Ditko all day. Steve Ditko was with Stan Lee, dragged kicking and screaming because Stan didn't really like Doctor Strange and didn't understand him. Yeah. Oh, that's Ted. That's perfectly cool, man. I understand that. It's not everybody's wheelhouse, and it's no big deal, man. By the way, it's not a big deal. But we appreciate you being here. Any question, we're happy to answer. But yeah, Ditko. There were a lot of it would have been interesting to see Kirby do Doctor Strange. I mean, but Ditko fit that, of course. But it would have been kind of cool. I would like to see Kirby do like some of those. I mean, I know he drew him at some point, in an appearance here and there. But can you imagine Doctor Strange and up against the Kirby backdrop, like in the negative zone or something like that? I mean, of course, you had the multiverse thing, with the Ditko stuff. So, yeah, but Machine Man, dude, Machine Man. How many comics can you think of that went from, as in the case with Machine Man, Kirby? Hey, Lord Thoth, good to see you, bro. Thanks, man. That's true, Lord Glenzer. That's true. I think someone may have doctored that to put Machine Man's face on there, or again, I don't think let's see. I'll tell you what, I'm going to try to pull up that Machine Man again and see if it's just that one. Because, like you say, the direct sales comics always had Spider-Man's face where the UPC code goes. Let's see here. Machine Man number 7. Let's look at some other issues of Machine Man number 7. That's a good thing to spot out there, Glenzer. Now I'm curious. That could be some fan did that for the fun of it. I don't know who always blacks out this thing. There's one with a UPC code. You got to find a direct sales issue. Well, I can't find any with a direct sales. Oh, look, there's another one. Either it's blacked out or you got that. There's a Ditko one. That's very strange. I think Marvel just did that as a goof. Because it looks like, unless a fan did that, it looks like it's done on a few issues. Even the, it could be the people at the Marvel database doing that. There's Machine Man number 1, of course. And then someone, look. I think that was somebody at the Marvel database doing that. Perhaps. Because there's one with the Machine Man 19. Now I need to see Machine Man 19 for a second. Okay. Yeah, that's the Marvel database doing that. Look, see? Because the normal ones have either Spidey or the UPC. Marvel.com, Marvel Fandom. There's a slabbed copy. Strange. Ha. Well spotted, Glinzer. Okay, see, there you go. I think that was just somebody at the database doing that as a goof or something, Mark. See, because back then, for those who don't know, if you see, when you look at a comic book with where the UPC code is, at the bottom are supposed to be, whenever it was a comic book that was sold exclusively in comic shops, as in direct sales, where the UPC code, what it would have Spider-Man's face if it were a Marvel comic. I don't remember them ever putting Machine Man's face on there. And of course, if it were sold in stores and sold in comic racks, it would have the UPC code on it. So, yeah, Ted. Well, Ted, that's a good idea how to find out. Yeah, so there you go. I agree with that. Ernest, they should have put it on the back cover. That wasn't. I always thought it was annoying when they started doing that. Did Kirby do any Rocketeer covers? No, Eric, I'm afraid he didn't. That was all Dave Stevens' creation from 1982. And pretty much until Dave Stevens died, nobody ever got a chance to draw Rocketeer that I ever remember. And then later some other people did it. I mean, maybe someone here and there did. So, no, Kirby never drew a Rocketeer, but. Okay, yeah, on eBay. There you go. Yeah, so that's just the Marvel database doing that. That's pretty funny, though. I like it. Strange stuff. Strange stuff indeed, sir. Well. Oh my goodness. Well, anybody other got any last requests? Some Kirby covers we can see, because I've kept you guys here tonight late, and I know you have better things to do than hang out with me. Now I have nothing better to do than hang out with you, of course, because I like hanging out with you. But anybody other got any other Kirby covers that we didn't look at? Because there's so many, but you can't. It'd take you forever to look at all of them, of course. Strange Tales 130. All right. Oops. All righty. Yeah, we haven't looked at a lot of Strange Tales yet, have we? Ah. There you go. You got Kirby drawing. Kirby did that cover with Doc Strange. That's for sure. He didn't do the interior, but there you go. So figured he drew him sometime. Yeah. There you go. So at least that's what I figured, he had to draw him on the cover at some point. It's a Ditko interior, but yeah, it's Hey, Deckard, it's great having you here, man. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Mark D, you better watch it, dude. I'm gonna make you come on here and I'm gonna keep you for 5 hours like you did to us last night. Let's see. Guessing Avengers. Blinzer. We were talking a little bit about at the top. I'll show you the. Let's see. Oh, let me see here. I'll show you the top. I'll show you the most famous Kirby covers because we showed those. Let's see here. Club is no place I'd rather be than right here with. Oh man, thank you so much, there. Appreciate that. Well, thank you so much, Cat Man. I really do appreciate you, sir, and I appreciate you, Deckard, as in Captain is Deckard, a replica spot. Hey, Deckard, you want a confession about Blade Runner from me? I hope you won't think less of me, my friend. Nothing against it. I have not seen Blade Runner since 1982, the time I saw it at the movie theater when I was right around 18 years old. Nothing for no particular, not because I don't like it or anything. I have not seen the movie since 1982. So I figure if I wait till next year, I can watch it. I actually, my son has a director's cut thingy of a DVD before they made Blu-ray. And I was just looking through some DVDs the other day. I saw it and I was thinking about watching it because you have all this talk about, is Deckard a replicant? But yeah, I know that's a strange thing to confess there, Captain. Oh, Cam, you take care. Appreciate it. I really appreciate you, King. Thank you for the nice words, and we always appreciate having you here. Let's see here. Sounds like a time for a rewatch and re-review with Captain Deck. Yeah, you know what? Hey, look. Captain is Deckard a replicant Spock? Dude, you're the man. Now, should I wait till 2022 and make it a round figure of 40 years, or should I just go ahead and watch it? And then I can't tell my buddy Doomcock because he would be disappointed in me if he knows that I have never watched Blade Runner since 1982. I can't do that to my boy Doomcock, but I could watch it because that's why I can't have an opinion on the. That's why I can't have an opinion on the question. The question in Captain is Deckard a replicant Spock's title. Oh, Clobby, let's see. The final cut or directors. I got you. Well, a buddy of mine who is stark raving mad about Blade Runner and he loves it. He likes the theatrical version. Everyone will tell you four different things. If you ask them, hey, like if you were to say, I've never seen Blade Runner, which one should I watch? There are all these different versions of it. You'll get 3-4 answers probably. Ted Millich. Yeah, wait up to 2049. I see you, Steve Arnest. You know, the thing about that is, I think I was 18. Man, I couldn't wait to see that movie because I kept seeing everything about it in Starlog. And when I went to see it, of course, I liked it. I was fine. I walked out. I guess that was the summer of, I don't know. I guess I'm superficial because I loved The Wrath of Khan and saw it 10 times that summer. I loved Tron, and I love a lot, John Carpenter's The Thing. Those were the big movies and a few others that summer. I didn't go back to see it, but I was going to see those other ones. I'm just a superficial. There's 7 versions to watch. You are kidding, of course. No, I know you're kidding me. Do it now. So, yeah, make it 39 years is what you're saying. Dee Dee Meyer says, Blade Runner is my most favorite sci-fi movie out of everything that's out there. Okay. Well, you're not alone there. Look, you're not alone, Catman. Many people love it. Many people. It's one of the most beloved movies ever made. Just rewatch Blade Runner. Notice interesting things. Humans all appear dry. Replicants all seem look moist. Deckard looks moist. Well, seems like replicant skin reacts to water differently. Huh. Well, 7. That's gonna complicate matters. Well, you know what? I will leave it to your capable hands, Captain. If you could, I will listen to your advice on which version to watch, or maybe I'll watch both or whatever. This is a director's cut. I think it's got a couple of things on there. Again, of course, like I say, the theatrical cut has a narration. There were 2 theatrical originally, then a redo, then like 3 director cuts. Well, I only saw it the one time, and I remember exactly where I went to see it and everything. So weird indeed. Well, I'll have to figure out which version to watch, and then if and then review it with if Mr. Captain is Deckard a replicant is game, then it's good with me. Who knows? I'll probably love it even more. I'll probably go, wow, why didn't I watch this again? But sometimes it's good to wait. Because there's so much crap out there now, Well, I always love this cover. Boom. Well, there also exists a San Diego sneak preview cut. Which was only shown once at a preview screening and the U.S. broadcast cut, which was edited for television broadcast. Okay. Ted Millich says, To me, everything about TFA is bad if you're referring to the Force Awakens. D-Bud. Director's cut is sufficiently different from 1982 original to offer a new experience. With my garbage memory, it'll be... Look, watching it now, Decker, whichever version I watch, will be a new experience to me because that's 39 years ago. So I'll do it. Now, what was it someone was asking? And if you're asking again, I guess to close, I think one of you was asking, I forget who, what do you think the most famous Kirby covers are? Most famous Kirby covers. I think probably the most famous will always be Fantastic Four #1. It's one of the most. It's the most parodied cover you're ever going to see, for one thing. Thank you, Deckard. If I'm home, I will stop in and listen. And if I'm not, I'll listen on the road. I think I might just for short. I've been just out of habit for short. I've been calling him Deckard. In Dangerous Days, the making of Blade Runner, there is there is a reference to director Ridley Scott presenting an 8th version, a nearly 4-hour-long early cut that was shown only to studio personnel. Wow. In my opinion, Fantastic Four #1 is probably the most famous cover ever. #3 is pretty close. Number 51, of course, is up there, but those are just FF covers. Outside of FF, probably doesn't get more iconic and much more iconic than this. Cap #1. And by the way, that's Jack's Got My Back. That's my back with an airbrush artist, Claude, who did that art for me, and that's Jack Kirby admiring it. Let's see here. This is one of your more famous Kirby covers, as is Avengers #1. Yeah, well, there's so many. Classic cover right there. Very well-known cover right there. I don't have the X-Men #1 cover pulled up, but that'd be one of them as well. So, I love comics. It's a good channel. I like them. Yeah. So maybe I'll just one day just do the list and pick my favorites, bite the bullet on it, but it'll be tough. And I don't know if half of them will be Fantastic Four covers or not. You know what? I'm going to do it. I didn't do it tonight, but it's Kirby month. But you know what? One night, when it's not Kirby month, I'm going to do 100. I'm going to do it in order. But of course, the top 25. What I'll do is I'll count down my 25, and then after I do that, I'll backtrack and go, Ted, top 40 probably, maybe. You know what? Screw it. 25 is an unreasonable number. 100's tough. I'm going to meet in the middle. I'm going to go with 50. And I'm going to... Or actually, you know what? Wait. I think I know what I'm going to do. All right. Let's see. Hang on. The math. Jack Kirby. Oh, hey, the Comic Relief Crusader. Hey there, the Comic Relief Crusader. Here's what I'm going to do. I've decided I'm going to do. Now, Jack Kirby's birthday, of course, is the 28th, as this is Jack Kirby month. Here's what I'm going to do there. I've decided. You guys have helped me decide. And here's the way I'm going to work it out. I'm going to, I'm going to just go ahead and suffer. Because like I said, tonight I'm just showing all these random covers because I can't, unlike other things, I can't make a prioritized list, but I'm going to do it. Now, the 28th comes on a Saturday. And as you all know, Saturday is, of course, for Saturday Night Star Trek. However, that's late at night. The 28th is this Saturday. Instead of doing the Global Geek Gang on Thursday afternoon, Saturday afternoon, maybe I'll do a special Saturday afternoon where I count down my 104 Kirby covers. Because see, this Saturday, Jack Kirby would have been 104 years old. Just as this past Thursday, Gene Roddenberry would have been 100 years old. I will look on this tonight's show as a prelude, and I've talked myself into it. The top 104 Jack Kirby covers. I'll still do the Global Geek Gang. But I'll do a special. And obviously, it'll be a time that I'm not usually on, so I'm sure a lot of friends won't be able to make it at the time of day or whatever, but that's all right. Anyone who can make it, I hope will try to make it. But again, I know everybody's busy in a Saturday in the daytime. I'll do it quickly. Because that's Jack's birthday. And it would have been his 104th birthday. So that's what I'm going to do. Gosh darn it. Obviously, again, so show notes for everyone as we get out of here. Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, the Great Stone Loki will be joining me. And we will review Batman: The Long Halloween's parts 1 and 2, the animated movies DC just released. And Thursday, the Global Geek Gang shall gather, and that will be, let's see, I may be out of town Thursday. I think. Yeah, I'm a think. Okay, well, we can't have I won't be having a Global Geek Gang this week. I just realized I'm probably going to be working. So this Saturday afternoon, that'll be issue number 100 of Clobberin. 200 of Clobberin Times, number 900 overall. So my 900th show, I'll use that for Kirby's birthday special. That way, and then when I get done, I'll have plenty of time. I'll rest a little while, then I'll do Saturday Night Star Trek. Because I don't feel right not doing something on Jack's birthday. And Jack's Kirby month should culminate in something like that. Now, I've decided, and you guys helped me decide, it's got to be 104 on Jack's birthday at, let's see what time. I'm going to do it at 12 Central Time on Saturday. I'll try to keep it under 2 hours. Yeah. And I can't do I can't do a Global Geek Gang Thursday anyway. Probably. I was thinking I did announce at the beginning of the show I was going to do one, but I can't do it. I don't think. No, I'm looking at it. So there we go. Thank you guys for helping me program the show. Anyway, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Oh wait, but there's Cam. You said something. I'm sorry. Thank you, Catman. I appreciate that, by the way. Let's see. Blade Runner, you should rewatch it, but your interpretation depends on the cut and the order you watch them. The first was the only for 10 years. And there's the thing about that. I mean, I have friends of mine who loved that movie before there were any other cuts. Before there were any other cuts of Blade Runner, my friends who were really, really crazy about that movie only knew one cut theatrical for the longest time. I mean, obviously, there was the TV, that was cut up, but that's, you know what I'm saying. And a buddy of mine loves the narration, the detective narration that they have in the director's cut. So all these other cuts, I think I'll watch the theatrical, and then I'll watch the director's cut. All the other ones, I don't know. But what I do, and it'll have to be in a few weeks. Yeah, I'll do it. Thank you, Stephen Thompson. Appreciate it. Thank you, the great Fandom Outsider, the great D-Bud Martin. Thank you, buddy. Kudos to the great Lord Thoth and J-Man. They had to run, but I appreciate them. Thank you so much, the Catman, a.k.a. D.D. Myers. Appreciate it. The great Eric K., buddy. Appreciate you, bud. Thanks so much for being here tonight. The great Mark D. with a C, buddy. Cab. Thank you. Captain Dez Decker, the replicant Spock. Thanks a lot. Ted Milich, thank you for being here. Steve Ernest, thank you for being here. Glinzer, I appreciate you for being here. Matthew Pounder, thanks so much for being here. I hope I'm getting as many people as I can see as far back as my chat goes. So if I miss anyone, because thing only goes back so far. I think Kogi Pan came in here. Appreciate it. And I believe another gentleman. The Comic Relief Crusader also popped in. It's good to see you, Comic Relief Crusader. Thank you for popping in as well. I appreciate you. Anyone else who did earlier? I'm not sure. Oh, I think Janet from Another Planet stopped in earlier. I love you, Janet. Thank you. Glinzer, thank you again. So yeah, I'm going to do that. What the hell? Saturday, just going to do it. So thanks a lot, everyone. I hope I will see you here on Wednesday night. Take care, everyone. Oh, of course, all big shout out to the great Matthew Pounder. Thank you as well. I always forget who I shout out. Always a big shout out to the great Stone Loki for this great intro outro he made for me. Good night, Clobberers.